The judges have spoken, and it was a split decision. The winner won by 1 vote. And you can take that overall trophy too.
You're probably wondering why I'm lifting outside in January. It's because I have COVID, right, Rock? So we can't go to the gym. But there's a job to be done, and we're getting it done. No excuses, right, Rock? All right, what's going on, everybody? So just a quick intro to whatever this ends up being. My name is Mark. I am a teacher in New York, and currently I'm in the process of dieting down, getting ready for my first natural bodybuilding show. Currently, right now, I'm on my way to Powerhouse Gym, New Haven, Connecticut. Alright, so I just wanted to kind of show you guys what it looked like training here at one of the most famous gyms for bodybuilders in the country, Powerhouse Gym, New Haven, Connecticut. After I got a training session in, I decided to go upstairs to the famous Red Room, which is basically like really great lighting for posing. So I wanted to take this opportunity to work on my poses. I actually came back here several times throughout my prep. I thought it was a great way to kind of get full body pictures, have a lot of mirrors, and kind of see how things look. And I tried to spread it out through by, 4 or 5 weeks each time I came. So you'll see some changes the next time I'm here. I also wanted to include a video of basically what it looked like as I'm starting out learning how to pose. Basically, if I didn't mention it before, I'm self-coached. I do my diet, I do my nutrition, I do my training, and that includes posing as well. So basically, I would kind of use my own eye and look to see what looked good, what I need work on. So right here, you can see, obviously, I need a lot of work on my posing. I have some of the basics down, but I had to tweak a lot of things in the future. But I think I was kind of a work in progress at this point. So I wanted to show you some of the things I did outside of my prep. With bodybuilding, it's very easy to become hyper focused on the task at hand, which I certainly was, but some things I'd like to do to kind of get my steps in. I had an average step count or minimum step count. I'll talk about that more later as the prep went on, but I'd like to do a lot of hiking. So on most weekends, I would try to take my dog out, basically go to a nice challenging hike. This one you're seeing right here is Breakneck Ridge and Beacon. It's almost like rock climbing. So you'll see that at points I had to help out my dog Rocky up these rocks. And then at other points I had to carry him up, which when you're in prep, sometimes you get a little moody, but hey, it was a little bit more calories you could probably burn anyway. So I did a lot of hiking with Rocky, and it just kept me busy. So I wanted to show you some of the other things I tried to do to get my mind off of things, of just dieting and whatnot. So that's that. All right, so right here, I wanted to show you a quick update. This date is April 20th, so it's about 3 weeks later from the last video I showed you with my posing. It's only upper body. Later on in my prep, I start doing everything full body. But basically, you can see that I'm looking tighter here. Basically, my macronutrients and calories at this point, I was averaging somewhere around 2,200 calories per week. I used to have like one pretty big cheat meal per week, and I stopped doing that later into my prep. But as you can see, I kind of took the approach that if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I would always kind of have one, not necessarily untracked meal, but I would definitely eat until I was full. And it didn't stop my progress. If anything, I was making a lot of progress, so I kept doing this. So here I'm around 2,200 calories per week, somewhere around the range of 220 protein, 200 carbs, and somewhere between 50 to 60 grams of fat. I was pretty flexible with the way I ran my diet. You'll kind of see, I'll show you later on, that as long as I was close to the target macronutrients and calories, I was pretty happy with how things were. Consistency is the most important thing when it comes to dieting. If you're more consistent than inconsistent, you're going to have success. Day, April 26th, I believe. It is early, bright and early. It's 4 a.m., getting ready to go to the gym. Got up earlier than I expected and decided to get some posing in and see how things are looking. Right now, I'm just under 6 weeks out of the Northeast Classic. I'm excited because yesterday I finally went through with registering with the INBF. It's an organization that I believe is very accredited and strict, the way they drug test and the competition level they put on for natural athletes. So I'm looking forward to the show I'm competing at, even though this year things are really weird with COVID and fluid. I saw that this show is a super pro qualifier, which means it's even more competitive than a regular show. So I'm hoping that I get, some solid competition and see how I compare against some of the top amateurs in the INBF and see how things go. So that show is June 5th, 2021. Right now it is April 26th, so that puts me just under 6 weeks out. And just checking my body weight and how things are looking. I weighed in this morning at about 158.5, which at this point the weight is coming off slow. I've taken off a lot of body fat, and I feel like I'm at the last home stretch of this where things are getting challenging. Macros are lower than ever, and I'm trying to use this time at 6 weeks out or so to dig right now, and hopefully I can get to a certain leanness by 1-2 weeks out, and see if maybe I could even eat up to the show. But we'll see. For me personally, what it seems like I need to cut down on body fat with. The way my body loses fat, my upper body will lose it first. My back comes in pretty lean right away. Then my front and my legs take a while to kind of get lean. In fact, right now that it's probably the leanest they've ever been, so I'm working at that right now. But enough of that. Today we're going to go hit some chest, and we will go from there. Here's some training footage of me hitting legs at the end of April. I'm using what's called a slant board. I created it myself. Basically, this allows you to elevate your heels, your back's able to stay more upright, and you're isolating your quads. The farther your knees get over your toes, you're able to hit your VMO muscles. You're able to use a much lighter load, and it's friendlier on the lower back. Moving into a stiff or not so stiff, I'll call it a hamstring deadlift. I like to keep my back straight here. You'll notice I'm not going all the way down, because once you reach a certain point, it becomes a lot of strain on the lower back. So I'm really just trying to squeeze out my hamstrings and glutes here, not using a crazy load. What's going on, everyone? Today is Friday, June 7th. May 7th. I wish it was June 7th. Then I'd be done with my first show. So right now, just on my morning walk at work. It's a beautiful golf course. I'm at the point where at work I'm either teaching or on my breaks I'm literally pretty much always up, always walking, trying to get my steps in. At the moment, I've hit a new low in body weight. Things have been going really good. Starting to see lines in places that I've never seen before. I left a note to myself after my workout this morning, after taking some pictures. I'll probably show it right here. This looks like the leanest I've ever been in my life, which is pretty cool to say, because I've been doing this for at least seriously probably 4 years or so. I've also have a background of wrestling in high school where I cut weight, but not the right way. I learned that as a wrestling coach. I've come to figure that out, and if I give nutritional advice, I tell people that when you're cutting weight, you want to focus in on doing it long term and losing body fat, not just water weight and muscle. That's what happens in the short term for athletes that cut weight in acute kind of standpoint. Anyway, my morning weigh-in today was 156.4 pounds, which is pretty low, but I understand that if I want to be successful, especially given my size, I probably need to get as lean as possible. So I'm taking that challenge on, and I am 4 weeks out right now of my first show, 5 weeks out of my second show. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Today is Saturday, May 23rd. Just 2 weeks out now of my first show. Extremely excited and feeling ready. Anyway, one thing I got to look forward to is a photo shoot that I was going to do. Got rescheduled to tomorrow. So I was able to, or I'm in the process of trying out a rapid backload. So basically over the past 3 days I've been depleting carbohydrates somewhere in the range from about 120 to 80, then to 50 yesterday. So now today I'm going to load up and take in about 800 grams of carbs, and we'll see how it goes. I think it's a great way to practice for my show and to see if, what happens today. I want to keep the foods exactly the same, stuff like that, make things very predictable. Keeping water roughly the same, Sodium is just coming up a bit, and then I'll probably have a high acute dose like right before the shoot, see if it improves blood flow, stuff like that. Anyway, right now I'm just kind of had some carbohydrates before eating. I wanted to give it time to digest so I can kind of get a good workout, and I'm just chilling, having a cup of coffee right now. So as mentioned earlier, I wanted to show you some shots from the photo shoot I did. This was at my old high school. As you can see, it looks dark. I have no problem waking up early, so we were out there around 4 a.m. The photographer I worked with is phenomenal here, as you can tell. I actually have the pleasure to be training and working with him with his body recomp goals, so it's kind of a win-win for both of us. But this photo shoot really meant a lot to me. A lot of people look past their high school days, but it truly shaped me into who I am with the work ethic I have. So I'll have these photos to look back on. At this point, I'm feeling full. I'm feeling confident. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to take on my first show, and we'll see how it goes. All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 2nd. I am 3 days out of my competition, the INBF Northeast Classic. It's a Super Pro qualifier, and I am in the middle of my peak week right now. Things are starting to get a little bit rough and rocky. My dog's name is Rocky, by the way. Right now, I'm taking in about 50 grams of carbohydrates today. Tomorrow will be Thursday. I'm going to take in 0 grams of carbohydrates, which should be fun. I'm doing a rapid backload. I've done it before for my photo shoot a week and a half ago. I think I looked pretty good, pretty full. Might be able to look a little bit tighter, but ultimately I'd like to have that full look on stage, which I think my body seems to respond to when I take in a massive amount of carbohydrates or calories in general. I used to have a lot of cheat meals where I would just go like 4,000 calories deep, and I would always find the next day I look really good. So I'm looking to do that. I'm going to start carb loading early Friday morning around 4 a.m. all the way up until Friday night around 8 p.m. I'll be the first group on stage Saturday morning at, I just saw the time from the promoter, it'll be about 8:15 a.m. So I'm just so excited at this point. About 22 weeks of hard work, dieting, dedication, consistency, all I have a feeling are going to pay off very soon, very shortly. I mean, right now I've become pretty good friends with hunger. I mean, I'm waking up anywhere between 3 to 4 times a night, either to, pee or just simply being hungry. Today I woke up and I was just freaking starving. My body is definitely telling me that I'm in the zone for being at a very low body fat level. So, I mean, it's something that you could fight, or it's something that you could embrace and say, this is where I want to be right now. I'm feeling this, and it's telling me, or it's showing me that I'm exactly where I want to be as far as getting to the best conditioning possible. And I think because I'm willing to endure that suffering, I think I'll be able to have some success come show day. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing where the cards fall, and keep you updated. This may be the last time I check in before, the day before. So have a good day, everybody. It is 2:34 a.m., June 4th, the day before the show, and it is time to start loading. About to have 5 cups of rice. Alright, what's going on? This is check-in number 2 of the day before the show. Woke up at 2:30 a.m. and I knew I wanted to wake up earlier than usual. Usually I wake up at 4. To be honest, I've been waking up 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night, sometimes just freaking hungry as hell. I managed to go back to bed. Today was a little bit different because I know that personally, when I get not the best sleep on one night, usually my body will compensate and kind of get a better night's sleep the next night. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that because the show is tomorrow, and I'd rather have a better sleep tonight than last night. So today's going to be a long day. Started at 2:30 a.m. I'm using that to my advantage because I have 940 carbs to take in today, and I'll take in a little bit tomorrow right before the show, just kind of some simple sugar, stuff like that. So I'm trying to get my carbs in nice and early. From my refeeds and my mock peak week, I like to get my food kind of digested a little bit earlier. It takes a while for it to kind of take effect anyway. So anyway, woke up and had 5 cups of rice. It was pretty hard to get down. It's a little bit dry. Usually I'll put like butter on it or something, but not today because I got to keep the fats extremely low. Carbohydrates are getting pushed up extremely high, and everything else is just going to be trace amount, basically from the carb sources. The carbs I'm going to be eating today are primarily white rice. I'm going to have 2 baked potatoes, Cheerios, and rice cakes. That's about it. Keeping it pretty simple. So I consume those carbs around 2:40 a.m. I'm going to get a quick pump in, and I'm going to do some posing at the gym. That'll be at 5:30, 6 a.m. So I wanted to give my time or body some time to digest that a bit and see how I'm looking right away. Right now I'm consuming some Gatorade. You can see my dog right here, my right hand man, always with me, right, Rocky? So try to update a couple things today, and man, just looking forward. All this hard work, it's gonna pay off. I got a feeling. All right, catch y'all later. Time to hit the gym. So I had about a 4-hour drive all the way to Massachusetts. Yes, this is me in a porta potty. I had to stop several times. I basically stopped and saw a mirror and realized how fucking veiny and loaded up I was looking with all the carbohydrates, the sodium, the water. So I wanted to show you some pictures, what it looked like throughout the process. You can see my waist is kind of expanding because of all the food and the white rice I've been eating here. It's usually a little bit smaller. I had to get polygraph tested. I got tanned around 8 p.m. and I got ready for bed. Good morning. Today is June 5th, day of the show. You may notice I look a little bit different. Shaved for the first time in about a year and a half. Special occasion, special day. Anyway, I think I'm looking pretty damn spot on. Been taking some pictures, and I'll let you be the judge. It'll be hard to see here, but feel pretty damn good. So we got about 4 hours to the show. I'm on at 8 a.m., which is awesome. Since COVID, it is like a straight through format. So I'll be on at 8:10 a.m. and I'll be done at like 8:20, 8:25. So we don't really have to wait around and figure out if I'm placing or not, all that good stuff. So get in, get out, and hopefully come home with first place, right? Here are some more pictures I took right before I was getting ready to hit stage, somewhere around 5 a.m. You could see me in a few mandatory poses and just a few poses I thought looked pretty cool at the moment. You could see my hamstrings came in, my glutes started to come in. So my conditioning, I would say, was pretty good for an amateur. Not great, but I think I was in a good spot to make my bodybuilding debut. What's going on, everybody? Today is Sunday, June 6th, the day after my INBF Northeast Classic. So just to follow up how the show went. I ended up taking first in the open class. I'd say it was pretty competitive, and I was happy about that, but I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't more upset with the fact that there was 7 people in the class and there needed to be 8 for me to qualify as a WNBF pro. I was super bummed out, and apparently there was 9 people that were supposed to be there, but I think 2 failed the drug test or the polygraph test the day before, and it really just sunk me. So I was battling with that for about an hour or two after the show. Spoke to my dad, some friends, and just trying to get out of the gutters a bit. It's crazy how you could be so upset after winning a show, but I had my ultimate goal of becoming a pro. So anyway, I'll be competing again next week in the INBF Natural Connecticut Bodybuilding show, so looking forward to that. That was my original or second choice of a show to compete in, and then I found the one that was taking place last weekend. I thought I had a better chance of becoming a pro last weekend because it's a super pro qualifier. They didn't have enough there, so I checked with the promoter and I asked him, I said, do you have enough competitors in the open next week for the INBF Natural Connecticut? He said yes, so we're going to give it a shot. We're going to be optimistic about things and see what we can do. So thanks for following along, and we'll see how this goes.
So the very next day, I went back to the gym, I hit legs, and I wanted to basically take on the week and focus in on the task at hand. Unfortunately, I ended up getting sick, I think like a day or two after the show. What happens when you're at very low body fat levels is your body's just not functioning the way it should be when it comes to your hormones, and it's not able to fight off common colds and stuff like that the way that it usually would. Personally, I never get sick. I ended up getting sick a couple times at the end of my prep, so I had to deal with that, but I wasn't going to use that as an excuse. I was very motivated and hungry to finish the job and the journey that I started 23 weeks ago. Worked on my posing a bit. At the end of this, though, I knew that this was my last show, win or lose, just the way things were going with my body.
June 11th, day before the show, 3:40 a.m. Time to load 1,000 carbs. Right, Rock? Time to fill out. Let's do it. All right, good morning, everybody. What's going on? Today is Friday, June 10th, the day before the INBF Mr. Connecticut Natural. About 24 hours away from stepping on stage for what seems to be the last time for 2021. And I'm just trying to soak in this moment on my way right now and listening to one of my favorite bodybuilders speak, podcast Frank Zane. He's someone that helped me get into a little bit of meditation and just mind, body, soul kind of connection and thinking about bodybuilding in another way, really viewing it in an artistic manner. But he's someone that I look up to with his physique, and it's just very calming, and it's something that I really need right now because I've noticed that the past few weeks, especially this week after the show, anxiety, just mood swings, feeling good one second, feeling nervous the next, looking at progress photos, saying, oh, here I'm putting on body fat, here I look good. It's like, you get so in your head, especially when you don't have a coach, and it's challenging to stick to a plan and stay the course. For the most part, I think I've been able to do that, and I'm looking forward to putting my best physique on stage. I have to be thankful for this opportunity. Last week I was a little bit upset, even though I won. This week, if it doesn't go my way, I need to look back at the journey, the process, be happy about how things unfolded, and look at this as an opportunity to become better as a person, not just with my physique, but if I'm able to drastically change how my body and my physique looked over the course of 23 weeks, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to apply that and put that into whatever else I want to do. So that's it. Try to get some posing footage in. Have a good day, everybody.
So pretty much how my day went was I still had to fulfill my job. I was teaching. In the process, I was loading up a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of rice. Had to switch to Cheerios. I got bored. Here you could see my office for the day, or at least half the day. I had a conference room. They were very nice to me. Here you can see the order of events for the next day. Unfortunately, bodybuilding was put at the end. And then eventually I ended up going to get a light training session in at the Red Room, get some posing in. Unfortunately, I was feeling sick once again, so I was trying to have a lot of hot beverages and just kind of get my mind set for the next day and to lay all my cards down on the table and see where the chips fall.
Side triceps. Relax. Quarter turn to the right. Rear double biceps. Relax.
Yeah, number 8.
Grab most muscle. Relax. Number 8, raise your hand. Number 12, raise your hand. Change places, please. Let's give the audience a few poses there up there, man. Let's give the audience a few poses. Okay, so to competitor number 5, Carlos Torres. You can take the 3rd place trophy to competitor number 36. Andre Jones. And then there were 2. Take the 2nd place trophy to competitor number 12, Nelson Loren. And the old 1st place trophy goes to competitor number 8, Mark Pakulski.
Yeah, Mark! Woo!
Here come the photos. Here come. All right, this is for the overall. Quarter turn to the right. 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 All right, let's get a front double bicep. Relax. Front lat spread. Relax. Quarter turn to the right. Side chest. Relax. Side tricep.
Nice. There you go.
Relax. Quarter turn to the right. Rear double biceps. Quarter turn to the right. No, gentlemen, turn back around. Let's get a rear lat spread, gentlemen. Relax. Quarter turn to the right. Side chest. Relax. Side triceps. Relax. Quarter turn to the right. Hands overhead at abdominals. Relax. Hands on hips, most muscular. Your favorite, most muscular.
There we go. Those washboard hands.
Relax. Can we get some pose down music, gentlemen? I mean, DJ. The judges have spoken, and it was a split decision. The winner won by 1 vote. And you can take that overall trophy to competitor number 8. Pakulski is our overall champion, and he earned a profile. Let's hear it for Mark.
Yeah!
Great job, Mark.
Yes, I can. Down for the lead. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me, grab to the money, can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan.
What's going on, everybody? Today is June 12th, 8 p.m. Just wrapped up with the 2021 INBF Mr. Natural Connecticut, and I made a couple friends along the way. Here you can see the lightweight championship, and you got it, the overall championship trophy, which means I ended up becoming a WNBF pro, which is something that is crazy to say. You know, I started this journey 23 weeks ago with a goal of taking top 3 in the lightweight class. At the time, I was looking to do the Hercules, which is a very tough show. It ended up being canceled, so I had to pivot and find a different show to do. So I ended up doing 2. I did the INBF Northeast Classic. I'm wearing that shirt right now. I won that, and then I ended up doing the Mr. Natural Connecticut. Came up on top in the lightweight division out of 7 competitors, and then again in the overall. And it's really just a crazy feeling to see all the hard work that I've been putting in, you know, and dedication, consistency. You know, the nights of freaking going to bed at 6:30 p.m. so I could wake up at 4 a.m. rested up, ready to charge, and, you know, and get a good quality training session in before work. It's crazy, and it's something that I feel like I'm going to cherish in the moment, absolutely, and then also apply it to other avenues in life. I do plan on competing more as a pro, which is fucking crazy to say. I'm a pro. I'm a WNBF pro bodybuilder. It's a very accomplished feat that there's so many amateurs that are high quality that I know of, people, and I'm looking forward to really just living and, you know, fulfilling this passion that I have of continuing to compete in the future. So what's next, I don't know, but I do know it was one hell of a ride, and I'm happy to be here right now. The lessons I've learned are going to be applied in life one way or another. So thanks for tuning in, and I wish you all the best of success, and thank you for watching this. We'll see where it goes from here. All right, signing out. Psych. What's up, everyone? You thought I was done. I wanted to share a quick update. Right now, today is July, I think, 20th. I'm about 5.5 weeks post-show, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on how things are going post-show. The first 2 weeks after my show, I probably had, as expected, like some body dysmorphia, just adjusting back to transitioning into, you know, a normal lifestyle. I know I had to gain body fat and gain weight. Right now, I'm up, I want to say, about 8 or 9 pounds, and it's been 5.5 weeks, so I think I actually did like a perfect job not gaining too much, but gaining the right amount of body fat within a certain amount of time, because as expected with the natural bodybuilding prep, your hormones get all out of whack. I knew my testosterone was in the tank. I knew leptin and ghrelin were all messed up. Right now I'm at the point where I can basically, I can eat without continuing to eat until the whole, package of something is gone or whatever. I'm not exactly food focused at all anymore. I made the transition into stop tracking calories, which I found is very beneficial. I want to say 4 weeks post show. And since then, I haven't looked back. All I'm making sure I'm doing is getting in about 4 to 5 protein servings a day per meal. And I know that I want to gain some body fat. I'm in a position where I want to put that muscle back on. And things are going well. I did want to share that where I last left off with the bodybuilding prep and, ended up going pro, I kind of made a promise to myself that, all right, if I can't, or if I can do this, and make this change in my body and put myself through the ringer for 6 months, I know I can apply it to other avenues in life. So about a couple weeks post-show, I was looking for something to kind of dabble into, and I'm a very competitive person, so if you can see my shirt right here, I was looking into running a marathon just because it was on the bucket list and I wanted to apply myself. So then I found this Spartan Ultra Marathon, which is basically, if you've never heard of it, I never heard of it before I actually signed up for it. It's anywhere over 30 miles with over 60 obstacles and some crazy elevation. So what I'm about to share with you is a crazy experience that I put myself through. I signed up for it. In fact, I didn't even really train for it, but I ended up, I'll let you see how things went in the mountains of Utah, which involved over 10,000 feet of elevation gain and 95-degree weather. So it was something that was pretty insane. I want to share that with you and show you that, if you can do bodybuilding, you can also do really anything else, because if you're going to be successful in bodybuilding, you have to have an insane amount of discipline and commitment, and there's no reason that that can't be applied to other areas in life. So we'll attach in the description is basically a ton of information and resources of things that have basically helped me along the way, from books to podcasts to you name it. Like I said, I've self-coached, and I had to really seek out all the information that I found was beneficial and combine it together to find my approach that worked for me. Not saying it works for everybody, but I do want to point out some information that I think would be helpful to the average person when it comes to stuff like training, nutrition, supplements, and stuff like that. And lastly, what I want to say is I've had the pleasure of recently starting to coach and work with people that have seeked out advice. I've had a couple people bump into me at the gym and just say, hey, I'm interested in you helping me out. And at first I was a little hesitant because, I don't have any certifications in any of that, but what I do have is a ton of experience and knowledge and a passion for what it is I do. So I do want to point out that if you're interested in having someone basically look over what you're doing and maybe seek out opportunities for improvement through hypertrophy, fat loss, stuff like that, I would open myself to a possibility of working with you, and if you're interested. So anyway, that's that. Take a look at this Spartan race, and signing out for good.
Let's get it. 31 miles, climbing some mountains, having some fun today.
I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling,
Just going up that. Let's get it done. The obstacle is the way.